Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the CPP Community Cast. My name is Jesus Avalos.
Hi, everyone. My name is Andrea Andy Handy, and I'm a learning and development consultant.
Hi, I'm Brian Taylor, and I'm a talent acquisition advisor.
I'm Miguel Urrutia, and I am a multimedia analyst for EOD HR Ops.
And I probably should have said, okay, I'm a learning and development consultant like Andy. So we're excited to have you for this session, or this episode, if you will. And we're going to kick it off with question of the day. And Andy, you've got our question of the day, so don't keep us in suspense. What's the question?
I will not. So I want to give you some background about this because each weekend, my weekends look very similar. On Friday night, maybe have a movie night. On Saturday, do some cleaning. Sundays, go for hikes. And it's becoming a little bit monotonous. And so I really started thinking, what can I do right now just for fun? What are some things that we can do? We're still in a pandemic. We have people getting vaccinated, but at the same time, we still have protocols that we should be following. So what can we do that's fun and safe? So I really wanted to get some ideas from you in hopes that we can share with our listeners, our viewers, just on some really cool things that they can do to have a great time and share some laughs.
Ooh, so.
I know, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna qualify this by saying and this is embarrassing, I don't remember the name of the place, but we'll find out and we'll put it in the notes. We can do that, right, Miguel?
Yeah, we can.
I love it. Miguel always says we can post. So we're going to do this. There is a park in Pasadena, and it's like an acre park, but it's like a little garden. It's like a
the Rose Garden. I think I know it's a library one, right? The one with the library.
No, not the Huntington Library. That's a great one. If you want to go to the Huntington Library, just let you know, you have to make reservations the Tuesday before, so you can't just show up. Yes, so that is another one. But there's another park. It's right next to a Japanese garden. It's in Pasadena, and it's a hidden gem, and it's maintained by the community. And they have all kinds of different flora and fauna. It's beautiful. I can't remember the name. We went there this past Sunday and had a wonderful time. You can take some food and you can picnic there. They have tons of benches. And I've sold it so much, I don't remember the name of it, but that's my suggestion.
We'll add it in the end of and we'll see the little highlight somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah,
so,
to Jesus.
Miguel, Brian, who goes next?
Yeah, I think to Jesus's point, anything outside is obviously safe, and I've been taking picnics a lot. And so we'll go get some food, make sure we're safely distanced, and then, take a blanket to the park and kind of hang out. At least you get some sun, you get to see your friends, and you're outside. I think that's important. And, I spend most of the week inside now, and so it's good to get outside on the weekends and kind of feel some sun.
Great. One of my biggest hobbies right now is Amazon, and I don't know that counts as a hobby. And so I feel like I do need to get outside a little bit more, but yes, I love it. And Jesus, I'm super excited about that garden. I can't wait to actually get the link.
Yes, and a bonus tip after Miguel shares his. So Miguel, you have
there's something I've been interested in visiting. It's like a place like the Lights. It's like in Hollywood, I think, or Beverly Hills. It's a place where you go in and there's a bunch of art, light art, and so you can take photos and stuff. And I think you need to make a reservation for it. It came one of my Instagram feeds, and it looked interesting, to travel there, to visit with families and friends.
That sounds fun. That's a good idea. Yeah. I remember them doing something at the Arboretum, something like that, which the Arboretum is a great, oh my gosh, I don't know why I've never thought of that.
True.
I can do the picnicking while looking at beautiful roses and looking at lights, Miguel. So that encompasses all three.
And here's my additional tip. I'm giving you a bonus. I promised one, but I'm giving you two. There is an app you can get. It's called LeafSnap, LeafSnap. It's an app that you can use. You can take a picture of any tree or plant or flower, and it'll identify the type of plant or flower that it is just based on the photo. Completely free. And it works really well. We used it while we were at the park that I cannot remember the name of.
I'm laughing so hard right now, Jesus, because I was hiking this. You guys know I love the Michael Antonovich Trail in San Dimas. It's one of my favorite hikes. I go there all the time. And I was telling a friend, hey, I wonder what poison ivy looks like. Poison oak. I've never seen it before. And so she pulls out her LeafSnap and
Oh.
scans this leaf, and she goes, "This is it. It's literally everywhere."
What?
Everywhere. The entire trail is covered, and I had no clue. So I need to download. I need to download that like right now.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Wow.
Well,
I've hiked that trail so many times and I never knew that.
I take a look. Download what Jesus was saying. You'll be shocked at how much it surrounds you. And so my hope is with this question, hopefully we've all got some new ideas, but also for our viewers, if you want to, in the comment section, if you have any ideas on activities that we can do that are safe and that we'd feel comfortable, please share. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. And now moving right along, we've got our updates just from our part of the world, things we think might be interesting for you to know of. So I'm going to start it off by talking about great colleges to work for. I'll keep it brief, saying we've got the survey that is launching as of this recording on Monday, March 15th. So we've got some randomly selected faculty and staff that will be getting that link. So if you do happen to get that link in your inbox, please make sure that you fill it out and have your voice be heard. So thank you in advance for that. So who goes next?
I'll go next, Jesus.
Brian, sorry, Brian, take it away.
Yes, sir. All right, so I wanted to share an update regarding PageUp. So last episode, we talked a little bit about PageUp and what we want to do on campus and the system that's been shared with us through the Chancellor's office. And so, we're at a little bit of a hold where we are right now, but I think the cool part is we're really getting to dive into different departments on campus and help train them. And so last month, we were able to do our training with facilities planning and management. So each week throughout the month of February, we did one training. So we did 4 trainings total. And each week we were able to dive into a different part of the system. And they were so excited, we're actually going to have them come back next week and do an additional session. And so what we're going to be doing, they currently have a job on hold with us. And so what we're going to be doing is while they're in the process of getting that approved, I'm going to go into the system with them. We're going to open this fake job. They're going to go through the process of a recruitment just like they would if we were normally in the system. And then when the job does get approved, we'll be able to open it. And they'll be able to move through the system seamlessly because they've already done it. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I think that's all we have on our end. So I'll pass it off to Andy or Miguel if it's you.
I could go then. Yes. So for the so just wanted guys to give you a bit of introduction. So we have a new webpage on our UODA site. So cp.edu/UODA, and in there we have a new webpage called Calendars, and that's going to be our new place where we'll be hosting up all the our sessions or upcoming classes. So make sure you take a look at it. So it's going to be UODA/calendars/index/HTML. And then there you'll see any of the upcoming classes. And when you click on the button, you'll be able to register for those classes. So make sure you guys, I'll put that in the link on the chat. And yeah.
And Miguel, the cool thing with this is that it's classes from all of our departments within Sharon Yoda, right?
Correct.
I love that because I just did the ginger shots with Zaida. If anybody had an opportunity to see that, it was fantastic. So I'd absolutely recommend it. And that's a really cool tool. Thanks, Miguel.
You're welcome.
And it's actually a great transition. And so I've had the opportunity to work really closely with benefits, which you also heard in our last episode. And Jody Stewart has been extremely inspiring in getting me involved in the 2021 Heart and Stroke Walk with American Heart Association. And many of us have either been impacted or know someone who we love or friends and family who has struggled either with heart health or stroke. And I have been very touched by everything that we've been doing and started a team. So I'm really excited. If you'd like to spread awareness about heart health and just show your support, there's 2 things you can do. The first is you can register to be a walker. Now, all of this is taking place digitally on April 9th. It is a Friday. And so you can take some time, go out for a walk, and of course, spread awareness, post pictures, whatever you can do just to support and help people learn kind of the early warning signs. And also, of course, this is entirely up to each person individually, but you also have the option to fundraise. And so it's a really great cause. It's a lot of fun, and we get to go out and be active outside. So what can I say? It just sounds like a really fun time.
And we'll be posting the link on the chat as well. And that way you guys can get a view of that website.
Thanks. Miguel, I appreciate that.
You're muted.
And it wouldn't be a Zoom session if we weren't able to say, Jesus, you're on mute.
I wasn't on mute. I was just checking to see if you all were paying attention.
Yes, I am
Yes.
going to make us all t-shirts that say hashtag Zoom Life. That's what I'm going to say. And on the back,
Yeah.
it'll say you're on mute.
That's
love
really,
that.
that's
That's so cool.
but I blame you, Andy, because you talked about muting yourselves and I tried it and it doesn't work for me. So, all right. So now moving on to the next portion of the podcast episode, we are going to have an interview with Indira Singh and Laura Field from Student Health and Wellness. So Brian's going to be leading that interview for us, and they're going to be sharing some tips, some ideas that we want to keep in mind as we continue to navigate this whole experience. So let's go ahead and welcome Indira and Laura to the podcast.
All right, well, welcome everybody. We have two wonderful guests joining us today from Student Health and Wellness. We have Indira Singh and Laura Field. So what I'm going to do is have them introduce themselves, tell us what their role is, and then we'll dive into a little bit more of their story. So if Indira, you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Indira Singh. I'm a health educator at the Wellness Center, and I have been there for about 3 years.
That's awesome. What about you, Laura?
Yeah, I'm Laura Field. Hello, everyone. I'm a physician assistant at Cal Poly Pomona Student Health Services, and I've been here about eight years now.
Okay, so both of you guys have been here a while. You're not new to campus.
No?
All right.
No.
So well, then let's dive in and get to know a little bit more about you guys. So my first question is going to be, how have you, your friends, and your family kind of tackle what's happened within the last year? Just give us some insight into how you feel you've succeeded, or maybe there was some challenges with that. Just kind of talk about that with us.
All right, so
Yeah.
we're going to go with who? Indira, why don't you get us started?
All right. Well, that's definitely a loaded question because I think we all started differently when we first went into lockdown. And one way that it's definitely affected myself and my family is just not being able to see each other as much, obviously. But we've been really creative in how we stay connected. I think that's kind of something that we all have in common is we're just trying to find new ways to stay connected, and also finding new ways to get outdoors and still be active. So one thing that we've done, FaceTime and Zoom calls were huge in the beginning of the lockdown. So scheduling that for every birthday that came up or every celebration, we were on Zoom. And for a lot of our family that's in the East Coast, we're still on Zoom, connected to them that way. And then also we've kind of moved along to doing like outdoor hiking together and outdoor kind of hangouts that are still safe. So that's not something we usually did, but it's kind of exciting and new to just experience things differently with our family and friends.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like this has really given us an opportunity to connect with people who are far away that we wouldn't have normally been able to connect with. I think it's a transition for the better in some ways, I think. Yeah, so what about you, Laura? How do you feel your transition was, or your story?
I live away from my families, and I have for a long time. So that not being able to go and travel and just hop on a plane and see them, which we normally would do a lot, has definitely been a challenge. But similar, we have found sort of creative ways to just, whether it's Zoom happy hour or my parents, they had the big wedding anniversary. So I was just kind of used some of the downtime to hunt down some of their wedding party and get a little video made, and that was fun. When you can't get together and celebrate, to figure out different ways to do that. Had some bingo with the friends from back in New York State who are all there, and so that's been helpful over Zoom. Just stuff that we wouldn't normally do. just being creative and finding those ways to connect.
Yeah, it seems like that's a common theme. It's a lot of things that we normally wouldn't do, but we're all stepping out of our comfort zone because we have different confinements now that we're kind of locked into. Well,
Yeah.
thank you both for sharing. Let me transition a little bit into a question directed towards Indira. So, if you could broadcast a message to the CPP community, what would you say?
Well, to the whole CPP community, on behalf of Student Health and Wellness, I just want to reiterate that we're still here for you. I know we all have different environments that we're working in or learning in, or just being in, but the Student Health and Wellness Services, the center is still open. The clinic is still functioning for in-person appointments, but also telehealth appointments are available. So Laura is seeing patients over the phone or through Zoom. And a lot of our wellness programs are still available virtually. And a lot of our services, we've kind of been creative in how we, meet with students and how we're able to give them any like wellness products or just have seminars for them. So we're still here, we're still open, we're still functioning as a health clinic on campus. And don't forget that health looks different for everyone, and especially right now. And so I think we are always talking about self-care, carving out time in your day to focus on yourself, but that looks different. Maybe for Brian, that might be just to turn everything off and kind of disconnect. And then maybe for Andy, that means to take a walk or read a book. So, just be aware that we're still here. You can always meet with us. You can visit our website to learn how to make an appointment or to meet with wellness. And then don't forget to take care of yourself as well.
Yeah, and just to clarify, so meeting is virtual meeting, right? And how it's working right now is the clinicians and nursing staff are in the clinic, and our initial point of contact is a telemedicine appointment for students, right, who have services here. So we do as much as we can on the phone safely, whether maybe it's just advice, maybe it is something where we can call in a prescription, maybe somebody's up in NorCal and they have something that we can take care of. As long as they're in state, we can do our best to help. We obviously are limited by our medical license. And then we do some in-clinic appointments that have to basically get pre-approval to come in, just with everything going on with the pandemic, just to make sure we know what's coming our way so we can protect ourselves accordingly, right? But yeah, we are definitely here and ready to keep working,
Well, I like that. I like that you guys are here for the community. And one thing that Indira mentioned was health looks different for everybody. And I think that's extremely important. We have our physical health, our mental health, our spiritual health as well. So it does look different for everybody. And so just finding those things that work for you is extremely important. And so that kind of leads me into my next question for Laura. So this one's a little bit of a loaded question, but we can kind of unpack it together. And if you need me to re-ask it, please let me know. So what do people need to know, and what do people want to know related to COVID-19? And so this is in regards to either health promotion or how to keep you and your family safe as we transition and more vaccine clinics open up.
Well, the need to know, I think, it's the basic stuff that's all over the news and has been for months now, is that this is not complicated in many ways. We can do a lot to protect ourselves by washing our hands regularly, right? Wearing the mask, staying 6 feet apart from people. Life becomes much more simpler if we're not having close contact with people outside of our bubble. When we get into situations where we are having close contact, then we're obviously putting ourselves at an increased risk. The other need to know is new just within the last 72 hours, that's been all over the news. Right now it's March 10th, 3:21 p.m., right? The information changes so fast. At the time of the recording, that's where we are. But the CDC updated some guidance because, you know, the science seems to be looking good that so far fully vaccinated people are seem to be the vaccine is working, and severe illness, we're seeing less of that, and things are looking good, but there's still a lot that we don't know. So having the patience and the cautious optimism is helpful, you know, because we focus on these sort of knowns and unknowns. What do we know? We seem to be making progress. What do we not know? What's going on with these variants, and how well are these vaccines going to work? And you know, things are looking great, but we still have to stay strong and take good care of ourselves and each other and keep doing what we've been doing, even if we have been vaccinated. Now, the vaccination guidelines have changed, and I think really your best bet is to always check out the CDC website and your local county public health guidance, because things are often changing. But when we're talking about some of the recent changes with full vaccination, what does that mean? 2 weeks after, if you had a 2-dose series like Moderna or Pfizer, 2 weeks after your second dose is considered fully vaccinated. If you get a 1-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, 2 weeks after that one is considered when you are fully vaccinated. And it sounds like the Johnson & Johnson ones are coming soon if they're not already out there. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I know that was a lot. So I kind of want to unpack it a little bit more. So what do you feel that, and all those are extremely important points that you mentioned, but what do you feel people want to know as we transition a little bit more? Is there something that the community is looking for that you've noticed that they're not getting, and you're able to help share that through the clinic?
What are they, you know, everybody, there's still a lot of the same stuff happening, right? So it's very much on an individual basis. So we try and, like any day in the clinic, we try and meet people where they are, whether we're working as a faculty member or student affairs, you know, it's just a different, it's different context with the pandemic, but we still have, life still keeps ticking away, you know? So there's that comfort in some of that some of our normal things still need to happen, right?
Yeah,
So
I agree.
that's a difficult question. The want to know, like, is that what we're seeing? Like, what are typical questions? Or
You know what? And I have a question, if I can jump in, because I think you alluded to something, Laura, and it was along the lines of, well, we still have these protocols and things that have been in place for a long time, wearing masks and distance. Have you encountered, either personally or professionally, some people who say, I got my 2 vaccinations, I'm good, and I can go out and do whatever I want to do? And have you encountered that? Or if you encountered that, how would you speak to that? Some people say, well, I've got my 2 vaccinations, so hey, all bets are off. I can go out, whatever I want to do, and I don't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff anymore. Anything along those lines that you want to speak to?
I haven't seen that in the community here yet, because I think some of it just has to do with that we're still not to the point where a lot of people have been vaccinated, but I have, you know, read about this whole concept of vaccine euphoria, right? This notion that, you know, this invincibility that we might feel, and I get that, you know. I was lucky enough to get the doses, and I was very happy, but I still have my masks, and I still want to know that I'm doing my part to protect my loved ones and protect my community, right? And those who haven't been able to get the vaccine yet, because we still have a lot of unknowns. So while it's hard, it's real, it's the truth, and you know, it's something I can do to feel at least good about what I'm doing. You know, but I haven't really, not yet, but I do anticipate that, and I do understand that. And I think just pointing out those things with the variants and some of the unknowns, that we just need to be patient.
Yeah, because just to clarify, and correct me if I'm wrong, even if you get both doses of the vaccine, or in the case of Johnson Johnson, that one dose, you can still carry and transmit the virus. It's just that the symptoms will be much lessened. Is that right? Am I understanding it correctly?
This is what we don't quite know yet, and I think it's
Mhm.
just a matter of trying to let time play out and let the science, you know, we're just gonna have to see how it plays out. And what did I listened to epidemiologist has a great podcast, Dr. Mike Osterholm, Osterholm Update out of Minnesota. It's called CIDRAP, CIDRAP, but he basically was, you know, making reference to this notion of, while we're done with the virus isn't done with us, you know. So, not to be cynical, but
Yeah, and to add to that, I mean, we're in March now, so it's officially been a year since we've been dealing with this virus. And, you know, when we first started, there was so much that we didn't know. Yeah, throughout the year, we learned more, but what we really still, what's a consistent thing is wearing your mask and socially distancing. Those are like effective ways to really slow down the spread. There's so many questions about the vaccine that we still don't know. So I think it's so important to stick to those proven techniques and proven effective methods of slowing down the spread.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you both for sharing, because it seems like what's at the forefront of what both of you are saying is that it's important to do your part. So even though we don't know a lot of things, if we are able to wear our mask and you know, stay safe and social distance and not be in public places with a lot of people, then we can, you know, things will get better. And so that kind of leads me into my next question, and you guys have answered it a little bit, but I just kind of want to ask it so we can dive in a little bit deeper. So as you probably know, a lot of people are anxious moving back into public spaces as people get vaccinated. So as a transition, what tips do you have for people to rejoin the community while still feeling safe? And I know we kind of talked about masks and distancing, but is there any other tips that you guys can share?
Yeah, definitely. I think first, kind of analyzing what you feel is safe, maybe why you think it's safe. So as in any situation, do what you feel is safe. And what can you do to make it safer? Try to think of ways that you can make any environment that you're going into safer. And also, if you're trying to meet up with someone and you're kind of unsure of how to do this as you're moving into maybe some social interactions, I think it's important to communicate your boundaries. So what are your expectations when you're meeting with that person, whether it's, you know, continuing to wear your mask, washing your hands, staying socially distant, that should be communicated prior to meeting up or maybe interacting with others. And again, like Laura said, the CDC released some new guidelines about fully vaccinated people. And so I would say just stay updated with those guidelines because they do continue to change. So.
What about you, Laura? Any tips?
yeah, I'm with Indira. I think having those conversations ahead of time and, you know, doing what you can to just avoid getting into socially awkward situations. I had, you know, an experience where I thought it was going to be one situation and it wasn't, and it was riskier than I had hoped. So, you know, after that, I pretty much shut it all down because I didn't want to have to be, you know, in that situation again until I felt safe with being fully vaccinated and you know, depending on where we were in the course of things at a sort of larger scale. So yeah, I think, yeah, communication is key, and talking about, hey, what's your risks? Or you don't have to get all up in people's business, but you can at least say, what's your comfort level? Have you had the vaccine? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's important in any relationship, is to set those clear boundaries. So thank you guys for sharing. That was all the questions I had for you. So what we're going to do is transition into the next segment.
We're going to transition, if it's all right, Laura, we're going to transition into the lightning round. And if Indira's able to dial in, we'll wrap up with her tip, trick, or hack. So Laura, are you ready for our lightning round questions?
Yes, go for it.
All right.
All right, Miguel. So it goes off to you for a lightning round.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask a series of questions, so 15 questions, and just think whatever comes up in your head, on top of your head, and we'll go from there. So the first question: biggest influence.
Ooh. Oh, a PA in my pediatrician's office,
Oh, wow.
as far as career-wise.
One book you've read that you will never forget.
Oh, what's it called? A Tree Grows in Brooklyn.
Oh, who's the author?
Betty. Oh gosh. Should know that. Now I'm cheating. It was so good though. I loved it. Betty Smith.
Oh, got it. Country or city?
Country.
Spend or save?
Spend lately.
What is your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Dress up or casual?
Casual.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs, even though I've never had one, but I really want one now.
What did you dress up last year for Halloween?
Chips.
Oh,
The California Highway Patrol.
nice. Favorite song?
Favorite song? Beautiful Day. You too.
Oh, nice. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Would you rather sit or stand while working?
Stand.
Is your phone normally fully charged or almost out of battery?
Fully.
Nice. What temperature do you like your thermostat set to?
72.
Give one word that starts with the letter Q.
Quiet.
Would you, I was gonna say, would you consider yourself introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert, definitely.
As what is your definition of success?
Happiness.
Favorite meal of the day?
Breakfast. Definitely breakfast. Diner breakfast. Yes.
That's always good. Would you rather go first or last?
First. Get it done.
What is the last show you binge watched?
Schitt's Creek.
Oh.
Ew. Say that.
That's- Very cool. And that's all it for our lightning round questions. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Oh, this is so hard because I so wanted to jump in and ask follow-up questions. I know Andy did too. Okay, but ask. Chips, were you Ponch or John?
I was like the third one. I found a Zoom background and used my bike helmet as a helmet, and yeah, it was fun. So I don't know. Yeah, I should have figured out a name.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Boy, it's so hard because you want to ask follow-up questions.
It's hard for me to be quiet too and just answer one word.
So
Weren't you sad, Laura, when Schitt's Creek ended? Wasn't
Yeah, I
that so
just
upsetting?
watched it like last night, I think. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Whoa.
I finished it. I love it. I want to go back and watch, again, because I kind of
Fun.
didn't pay attention enough in the beginning. Yeah. It's
it
such
feels
great
like a
show.
best friend moved away. It's so, you have a sense of loss.
Yes.
Yeah,
Have to let it, savor it, and stretch it out. Yeah.
great show. The next segment we've got is the tips, tricks, and hacks. And I know, Indira, you've been preparing like to no end to share with us something earth-shattering. So this is where one of our guests, in this case, Indira, thank you, Indira, shares some kind of tip or trick or hack, something that is earth-shattering. And it doesn't have to be related to what we were talking about, Indira. So anything that you think would be beneficial, something that you think is really cool that you'd like to share with our listeners and viewers, we'd love to hear it. So Indira, what do you have for us?
Indira is our social media guru, by the way. She is the master of all things that come out of CPP Health, Instagram, and social media. She's been awesome.
Oh,
Oh, we might be collaborating more.
Wow, thanks, Laura.
Sure.
Very cool.
Yeah, so this is something that I like to always do, and it's just breathing with the shapes. So I know we did some deep breathing, but if you all want to do it with me, You just inhale when it expands. So inhale now, then you exhale. Then we can do like three more times. So inhale and exhale. And I like using this because I usually think I'm taking deep breaths and then I'm actually not breathing deeply at all. So it's like a reminder to really focus on your breath. I don't know if that's earth-shattering, but one other thing that helps me out, if you're like me and have a million tabs open, you can now group your tabs on Google Chrome. So for example, I can like right-click on this and add tab to a group, and now they're all added to a certain group.
That's very
That's
cool.
pretty clever.
Yeah.
Really cool. And it might also, it seems like it might enable people who have too many tabs open to open more tabs.
Yeah.
Right.
So Indira is the enabler here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
But I think,
enabling
just
our
to
guests.
clarify, that website is destressmonday.org. Is that right?
Yes, destressmonday.org. You can also, if you have like Calm or Headspace, they're very popular, like breathing and kind of like stress management apps. So they have a lot of exercises like this, and also more graphics or GIFs to help you with deep breathing and also like falling asleep.
Oh.
Isn't there free access for LA County residents for Headspace?
Yes.
There is?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is definitely a tip, trick, or hack.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully
idea.
all of them.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone's here. Yeah.
Yeah, you all checked off all the boxes.
And yeah, I'm going to plug one more really great website that has helped me, the greatergood.berkeley.edu website, which has all sorts of information about science-based insights for a meaningful life. So it's science-based wellness, basically. And it's fantastic. And they have all sorts of great stuff on there. So.
And I will corroborate that. I love that website, Laura. So yes, please check that out. What is it again?
greatergood.berkeley.edu.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that concludes our interview with you guys, and I really appreciate you guys hopping on today. I feel like you had some great insight into how we can transition into the public, and then how to set boundaries for ourselves as well. I think it's really important as we move forward to kind of understand what we need and what we want and how to move forward best with that. So thank you guys again for joining us. I really appreciate it. That concludes it.
And yes, thank you again, Indira. Thank you, Laura, for joining us. And thank you all for joining us, whether you're watching us or hearing us. We really appreciate you taking some time, spending some time with us, and we look forward to having you on the next episode. So until then, keep learning and keep growing. Take care, everybody. Bye.
So I'll hand it off to Miguel.
Well, I think we're going to do tips, tricks. No, Brian?
Yeah, he's gonna do
He's doing
Uh,
lightning round.
right. You're right. I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
we're recording this live.
Yeah.
I think she's frozen. But thankfully, it's a beautiful smile, though.
Well, and that's probably why Brian initially said, let's take it to Miguel."
Yes, that's right. See, I shouldn't have stepped in. It was perfect. Well, then, hopefully, because this is all live, it's not Memorex, and that is a totally old reference. I don't know if anybody remembers
I
that.
do, right, with TDK. There you go.
Yes. Okay, I'm glad somebody got that. So, and welcome back, Indira.
Yes.
You have to know, though, you froze, but you weren't blinking and you weren't doing anything weird. It was a perfect smile, actually.
Right.
Great.
Like
Yeah.
30 seconds for you to answer.
As soon as you said earth shattering, my Wi-Fi just stopped working.
Your Wi-Fi was earth-shattering.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
exactly.
got nervous.
I freaked out your Wi-Fi. But Indira, so earth-shattering, it's got to be earth-shattering. So what is your tip?
Great.